Hi, good morning, beautiful morning to everyone on the call, and welcome to today's session on growing your online business empire on the Grow with Google Digital Skills for Africa project in partnership with Paylink. All right, my name is Felix Abuji. I'm a digital skill coach with Upskill Digital. I'm a Google champion trainer, social media manager, public speaker, and an entrepreneur with interest in the future of work, online safety, edutech, and digital trends. All right, so I'll be leading you through today's session. And I'm not alone on this call. With me is Letty Edet, another seasoned champion trainer, an amazing colleague of mine, and of course, a master of her own craft. Yeah, she will be moderating the session today, so please feel free to connect with her in the chat. So check out for that beautiful lady with a blue spanner and then connect with her. All right, so to make everything go smooth and as scheduled, in the background, we have our own amazing broadcast manager, Mr. Jeff, making sure that everything goes as planned. All right, so just a bit of housekeeping before we dive into today's session. I'd like everyone on the call to please introduce yourself. So what you do for me is tell me your name, the city you're dialing in from, and then tell me the name of your business as well. So in the chat, if you could just dive right into the chat, tell me your name, the city you're dialing in from, and the name of your business. Even if you don't have a business running at the moment, please put the name of you would like to give your business, just in case. And okay, so I like this session to be as interactive as possible. So don't feel shy at any point to use the chat functionality. So if you have a thought about something we are already talking about, feel free to share it in the chat. I'm going to be popping up a couple of questions as we move on along. So feel free to respond to my questions and prompts as we do that. And if you have any question at any point in the session, drop it in the chat. Later, we'll be looking at them. And of course, I'll be popping in once in a while to attend to the questions. And again, we're going to be having 3 breaks for questions. So I'll be doing the job to make sure that I'm able to answer those questions. So this section is going to be in 2 parts. We'll start out by looking at how we can use marketing tools and social media to grow our business online. And by 12:15, we will return back again. We'll take a 15 minutes break, and then we'll return by 12:15 to look at how we can use data and insights to help grow our business online. All right, so don't forget to click on the subscribe button, the red button, and then click the bell. So whenever we have sessions like this, you're the first to know. And then I'd like you to share the session with someone you know. So just click on the share and then copy the link and send to them so they are able to also join you on the session. Again, I'd like you to give us some thumbs up if you like the session. So there's a thumb up. Just click on it if you love the values we're going to be sharing here in the session. So welcome again, and you are always welcome to stay on the call all through. So you don't need to log off if you don't want to. All right, so recall that I mentioned earlier that this training is in partnership with Paylink. And so Paylink is a secure and seamless digital e-commerce and payment solution that helps individuals, micro and small, medium scale enterprises, that's MSMEs, religious organizations, non-for-profit, social media sellers, crowdfunders, event planners, freelancers, just about anybody that actually provides any services or product or sells any product to showcase their product and services and receive payment through multiple means. So you have access to receive payment through multiple means by sharing just a short link that your payers can use to pay you. So this could be on social media, WhatsApp, email, and anywhere the links can actually go in. So with Paylinks, you can also set up your online store for your goods and services, so people get to see where you're showing up your offerings and products, and then you can improve the ease of them purchasing those products from you and paying with so much ease. People are looking for easy ways to make payments and make purchases. For some of us who are digital citizens, we just literally just want to do click, 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 and we're done. And that's what Paylink actually does for you. So setting up is absolutely free. All right, so you can customize your business page, add those unique pictures of businesses of yours, and then you can add your logo. So it's totally about your business. All right, so anybody can pay you from any part of the world. right? So for customers to interact with you and all of that, to set up a Paylink, it takes less than 3 minutes for you to set up Paylink. So all you need to do is, you see the name there, Paylink. That's actually paylink.ng. That's actually the link. So you visit www.paylink.ng and you can be able to set up. You click on get started and you're able to set up. Or you could call them on 081-636-7000. All right. So my colleague and moderator Letty will also be sharing that in the chat, the link and the contact in the chat. So feel free, to register and then give your, business a wing. Okay. Just feel free to register and give your business a wing. There's no better way to actually get your business rolling than this. All right. So this is what Paylinks does for you. It gives you the opportunity to be able to, showcase your business, get paid easily and from any part of the world. Again, I'd like everyone to, just in the chat, introduce yourself, tell me where you are dialing in from and what business you currently do. I can see all of the energies already happening. So we have Awaf, who runs a telecommunication services. Thank you so much, Awaf. Damo. I also see Abola Sultan from Ilorin. His company's name is Bistros. I love this. So Ahmed Raji is from Oshobo, and I also have Awa. Okay, Awa is from Yobe State. So how is Yobe State today? All right. So I popped the link to how you can register for Paylink, and of course the phone numbers you could also call. All right, so thank you so much, everyone. Let's dive right into the session for today. So like I mentioned earlier, if you have any question at any point, feel free to pop it in the chat. I'm more than willing to look at them with you. And of course, Leti is also doing an amazing job. I can see her in the chat, ensuring that everything is moving as smoothly as possible. Zainab from Abuja, thank you so much for joining us. Asio is a consultant, an education consultant who is based in Ibadan. Not forgetting our own Kokole Grace James, who is a realtor, and he said a chief. Oh, or is that a okay, chef? Apologies. Who is based in Abuja? I don't mind. One of these days I could just go check it out if your food is open for everyone. So today we are going to be looking at. We're just going to be starting out our presentation, looking at some of the ways we can, set up our and optimize our Google My Business. So we're going to be looking at the benefits that Google My Business brings to your business, and then how we can set up and optimize Google My Business so we are able to get the best out of the platform. All right. So we'll look at what Google My Business is, look at how we can set it up and optimize it to get the value that we actually want from the business. And then we move on to the second section by looking at how we can plan out our digital marketing strategy. So for us to start our digital marketing and get value from it, we need to have a strategy that we use to drive it. I've heard a lot of people say, I just started my digital marketing, I did an ad, it wasn't converting, I wasn't getting the results I wanted. Yeah, so because most times people don't have a strategy around it. So we're going to be looking at how we can plan that strategy so that our digital marketing is reaching the right audience. And then before we roll out today, we will look at how we can leverage social media channels and email marketing so we are able to get the value that we want from it. All right, so before I go on, let me pop out the first question so we get to familiarize ourselves more with the chat. So for now, as a business, what marketing tools do you currently use? I'd like to see that in the chat. So don't be shy, put it in the chat. Tell me what marketing tools you're currently using to market your business. How are you reaching people currently on your business? So what tools are you using? These tools could be anything. It doesn't have to be some fancy tools. Just anything you're currently using to reach your business. That's what I want to see in the chat. So tell me what tools you're using. It could be an online tools. It could be a digital tools. It could even be something from the traditional marketing. So, Emmanuel Ejiga says social media, amazing. Matthew Ibiwoso's WhatsApp and Facebook, I like that. And Victor Isaiah says, I use Google My Business. Amazing, amazing, amazing. I like that. I love the feedback. Zainab, Instagram, Marwatu says Facebook as well, social media. All of these, I am just loving the feedbacks that I just popped in. Thank you so much. Teresa say office to office marketing. Okay, so you actually do what to what word of mouth, I guess. So you go from one office to other. That seems like a lot of work. Okay. All right. So I'm seeing Twitter. Adibimpe says WhatsApp, IG, and Facebook. Thanks so much, everyone, for sharing that. So let's look at some of my own recommendation. Let's see how we can also use another powerful tool, which is Google My Business. For some of us, we may know what Google My Business is. So we're going to look at some of the benefits of using Google My Business, and then we'll look at how we can set it up and optimize it so we are right in the face of those who are looking for our product. All right, so what is Google My Business? All right, so I saw someone say they're already using Google My Business. So if you could put it in the chat, what your thoughts are. What do you think Google My Business is? All right, just put it in the chat. I would like to see that. And I love the energy. Thank you so much, everyone. I love the energy you're bringing to the session. All right. So I want to see what your thoughts are about Google My Business. So what do you think Google My Business is? You can put it in the chat. I like to see that. So while I'm waiting for that to happen, Google My Business, for me, it's a free and easy to use tool for businesses and organizations to manage their online presence across Google. This could either be through Google Search or Google Maps. So when people are actually searching for product, and one of the good things about Google My Business is that when people are searching for products, so when people need something, I need to know where to buy cake, I just simply go to Google, where can I find cake around me, or where's the next cake shop around me. So what happens is that Google is going to actually match those keywords. And if your business is on Google My Business, chances are you are going to pop up. And I have a case study. I was looking for a place. I traveled some time ago, and I was looking for where to go eat. So I just stepped out of my accommodation, my hotel, and I did a Google search for a restaurant. So the restaurant I found was like 3 poles away. So I had to walk to the restaurant, had my lunch, and came back. That was in the night. And by the time I returned, the following morning, I walked out to go for my business, and I realized there was a restaurant just beside my hotel, all right, just beside, but they were not on Google My Business, so I couldn't find them. All right, so you see how they lost a customer because they didn't have an online presence. Oh, as your consult says, Google a GMB is wonderful. I totally agree with you. I have seen the powers that GMB brings to businesses, how it exposes people to business. We're going to be looking at all of that in a bit. So it helps you, craft that unique business name of yours, put it right there in the face of those looking for you. If there are people who want to visit your location, it takes them to map. So they're able to trace you and know exactly where you are, and then they can make purchase. So you're able to communicate your business hours. You're able to also, very importantly, get reviews, get comments, and people could even call you directly from the search. So when people are on the search, they're actually looking for something, and that is where they find you. So the chances of them buying from you is higher. All right, so let's look at some of the benefits you get from being on Google My Business. So Google My Business gives you a lot of opportunities. So you are able to attract the right customers. So you're able to get the people that are searching for you. Take, for instance, I get to a new town and I'm driving my vehicle. Maybe I just had a flat tire, or I have a problem with my vehicle, and I'm searching on Google, where can I find a mechanic? Just imagine you are a mechanic and you're on Google My Business. Automatically, I'm going to find you locally, and I'm going to come to you. So that's how you make purchase. Or I'm looking for where to buy that nice cake, or maybe I'm in a new town, I want to buy lunch. I want to eat lunch, just like I also experienced. So when I search on Google My Business, I am able to find you. So you're able to attract me as a new customer on your own business. Again, you can also use it to give customer, up your customer service, right? So you're able to give customer more ways to reach you. So they find a way to call you on the phone. They find a way, to give you feedback. Right. So for instance, someone you posted a red dress, you make dress, and you posted a red dress. If you do that on the billboard, there may not be a way to reach you, or you advertise that on the television, people may not find a way to reach you. But when you do that on Google My Business, chances are people are going to give you a review. Or even if somebody buys your dress, so if somebody wants, let's say, a blue dress, and you're already offering red, so they can actually reach out to you and say, oh, I would prefer this dress in blue. So you take that feedback and you're able to get a better business deal for them. Again, someone could even buy that dress from you and then comes to give you that feedback. Oh, that dress fits so well. check out that review. When other people go to, want to make a purchase from you and they find you online, they may look at those reviews. So imagine someone buying a dress and coming to give you a review that your dress makes a lot of sense. All right, that's some of the benefits. So you're able to give your customers multiple ways to reach you, and of course you can also connect with your customers. All right, so you get them to click on your offerings, you get them to call you or even make bookings right from your Google My Business. And you can also see their reviews, see their comments, and you're able to respond to that. All right, so talking about all of this, let's see how this ties up. So now I know about Google My Business. I know the benefits it's offering me. How do I set it up? It's a very simple. So it's not some big thing you need to pay a consultant to do. It is so simple. Through a 5-step, which we're going to look at in details, you are able to get your Google My Business up and running. So you start out by choosing that unique and nice business name, and so you set up your business name, and then you choose the category. The reason behind choosing the category is that it helps you match a kind of match in your industry. So someone is looking for accommodation, or someone is looking for a hotel around your region. So because you choose your category as a hotel, if you provide that service, you're able to get found, right, alongside other hoteliers, and then you add your location. So when people find you, they're able to come to you. Some people may have this argument, okay, I sell my business only online. Let me tell you one of the benefits of adding your location. All right, so even if you sell everything physically and you have a presence online, it's easier for people to drive to come to you, or even confirm that you exist and you have a location they could come to. So it actually increases your own integrity as a business. And then you add your contact details. There is no need for us to see all of those beautiful pictures, all of your amazing offerings, but we can't contact you. So you need to update your business contact details. And then you finish up and get verified, so you are able to manage your listing. You post new pictures, you have new products, you're able to put them out there. So one of the tips I'll give you is this: before your business can actually appear on Google, both on search and on map, you need to get it verified. All right, so my recommendation is choose to verify later. The reason is most times the first option you're going to get is to get verified, and then you get a code sent to you. But because of pandemic and maybe the particular market where you are or the industry where you are, it may be a bit difficult to reach you easily, or it may take a longer time to get that to you. So my recommendation is that when you're setting up, when you get to verification, just click on verify later. So it gives you an opportunity to get verified through emails or maybe search consoles or other ways you can also get verified, like through a partner. So now some of us may have this issue because I've seen it, I've encountered it severally through during some of my sessions. People say, so how do I get verified? One of the ways you can get verified is to visit www.opera.com/OFB. All right, so Letty is going to pop that link in the chat. So you visit and request for them to call you back or reach back to you, and they are more than willing to do that. All right, so feel free to visit that link, and you're able to get your business verified. So again, it's www.opera.com/OFB. All right. So what are the benefits of getting verified? So one will say, why do I need to get verified? I'll put everything first. Your business cannot appear on Google if you are not verified. So the only way Google can actually put it out there in front of people who trust the platform on map and on search is to get verified. So they are sure you are a business that exists, and then you can also get your reputation. And here are some of the stats, just in case you're still wondering. Research suggests that there is a likelihood of people to consider you reputable 2.7 times. So 2.7 times more people would likely consider you reputable. So they see your business that is verified, and you're able to complete your your optimization, you have your pictures, you have your logo, you have everything set up. People will consider you more reputable than a business that is not optimized, that doesn't have any of this information. And then there is a 7 times more chances of you getting clicked. All right. So you can get clicked 7 times. The chances is up to 7 times of people clicking on your business. And there is also a 70% more likelihood that you're going to attract local visits. So when I visit a new city or a new town, the first thing I'm going to be looking out for is maybe a recreational center where I can get lunch and, of course, an accommodation. So if I get to a new town and I'm searching and I'm able to see a complete listing, so all of the features, all of the segments, the pictures, the logos, the reviews, and everything is complete, I am going to definitely click on that. So 70% of the time, people who are within your location, who are ready to take action on your business, what is going to benefit your business, are ready to do that right there. And then out of that 70% of people who may visit your business or click through, there is a 50% chance of them buying from you. All right, so they get to your restaurant because they have seen you and have made that connection and they follow you through to your restaurant. There is a 50% chance they will buy from you because they found you online and reputable as well. And let's look at ways we can manage our listings. So we've talked about how we can get the benefit of Google My Business. We've also looked at how we can set it up. So how do we manage it so we are able to get the benefits we actually want to get from Google My Business? So the first thing you need to do is you need to log on. All right, so use the email that you used to set up if you're an admin of the account to log on. And you can visit business.google.com, all right? And then you're able to log in. So when you log in, the first thing you need to do is to update all of your information. This could be your business information, opening hours, and all of that. Then you create posts and promos. So if you have something you're putting out there, feel free to create it and let your customers see them. All right, so there's a promo you're putting out. Right now, we just ran it up with Easter. So Salah is just around the corner. So you may promote some certain products that people may likely buy around Salah. So you could put it out there. So when people are searching for business within your categories and all of that, they're able to see it. And don't forget to use nice photos because people are attracted to visuals. All right, nice videos, nice photos. They want to see what they want to buy or how they want to get it done. So you need to put that out. And then always review and respond to reviews. All right. So when people leave you a review, don't leave it out there. Especially if it is whether it's a negative or a positive review. Always respond. Let me tell you how you can creatively use a negative review. So someone put out a review to you, for instance, and say, I ordered pizza from you guys last week. You people did not deliver it until after 5 hours. And that's exactly what you're doing again today. So you people are not delivering an order since 3 hours ago. All right. You could just, it's a negative review that could turn people away. But if you manage it and you respond to it, if you leave it that way, your customers are going to come there and they have poor customer service, so they're not going to buy from you. Right? But imagine you responding to that review. Oh, we are sincere apologies. Do you mind sharing some details about your this thing? I'll give them a number and say, okay, please call this number. Let's sort it out, or send us an email. Let's sort it out. Just put it out there, and then when they do that, be able to resolve that, and then get them to also find a way to get them to also go back to the review. And if you have done a good job, chances are they will go back there. Oh, thank you so much. You were able to resolve that. Just imagine how much that could do to your business as well. So people come, they saw that there was something not working, and then you were able to use review to see what what was not working, and you responded to it. Your customers are going to be, they have good customer service and they care about their customers. That's why they're able to respond to that review. All right. So don't leave reviews without responding to them. All right, so some of the photos you may want to consider adding is logo. All right, let me do this. I need to put this out quickly. Just tell me in the chat. I'm going to describe a logo. If you know it, just put it in the chat. There's a brand that uses G. They use just G. All right, so if you know the brand, you can put it in the chat. And then there's another Nigerian brand that uses, their logo is an elephant. All right, so if you know that, I want to see how quickly we can recognize those brands. So put it in the chat. Let's see how logo plays an integral and a vital Oh, okay. Coco Wale says Google. So you see, just a lot of us says Google. Amazing. And then we said, okay. So you see, just by looking at the logo, even without talking about the brand or the name, just by looking at the logo, we are able to recognize it. Thank you so much, Mayode, Alao, Michael, Mafang, Praise. Thank you so much, everyone of Samuel, all of you, for putting that out. Okay, so you see, that's the same thing that happens to your own business. So you need to use your own logo, all right? So that's what happens. So when people see that logo, they know it's you. It helps you put out your brand right in face of people so they're able to recognize you. And then you use cover photo creatively. One of the things that cover photo does for you is that it creatively gives you an opportunity to, that's the first thing people are going to see when they come to your page. So they're able to see that, let's say, for instance, I sell multiple products, like say different dresses. I could just use a photo collage or a grid photo and just put those dresses, those beautiful dresses. Or I am a restaurant, I could just put those nice food, play different offerings that I have, right, using a photo collage or just a grid photo, and then use it as my cover photo. So imagine people coming in, the first impression they're going to get about my business. And then don't forget to add additional photos, right? So this could be photos of your the front of your store, so people get into your store and they're like, okay, just imagine someone searching and they have been able to see that on Google. So when they are walking in, they see your front store and they're like, yes, that's the office I'm going to, that's the shop I'm going to, that's the restaurant I am going to. All right. So you could also give them the interior photo. I remember a particular hotel I used when I visited London. Right here in Nigeria, I was able to walk. They had this photo on their Google my business page. So you just click the link and you're able to virtually tour the hotel. So you see everything. You walk around the hotel. So when we got to London and I saw the hotel, I was like, yeah, that's the hotel. So I literally walked in and everything was exactly the way I saw it virtually. So if you have access to that, that's a good way to get your customers coming to you, and that could also make them buy from you as well. So you could use photos creatively to get your business out there in the face of your customers. Again, you need to update your opening hours. This is particularly important now that we're experiencing lockdowns and all of that because of the pandemic. So you need to update your opening hours. So if you have maybe you're closing a little earlier or you have shorter opening hours, you need to update it so people don't go to your business and you're closed. They're going to assume that you're no longer in business. All right, so you won't have that opportunity to explain to them, oh, we started closing by 12 p.m. because of pandemic or all of that. So you need to update. And another thing that you need to consider is that your opening hours could could make a lot of impact to you. Let me give you an instance of a business I contacted some time ago. It was on a Saturday. So a friend of mine wanted to make some prints. So I quickly went online and I searched and I saw about 3 businesses. So the first business that came that was top because their Google My Business was optimized and complete, but their business hours had from Monday to Sunday. So I was like, oh, great, I can call them today. It was a Saturday, it was a weekend. So I called them, they rejected the call. I repeated the call about 3 times. They rejected it, so I stopped. After about 2 hours, I did again, and then the person called and like, oh, guys, stop calling us. It's weekend, come back on Monday. I was like, whoa. So I was taken aback immediately. And I tried to make the argument. I was like, oh, excuse me, but your opening hour says Saturday. So, okay, please call us on Monday. We have closed. We don't open on weekends. All right. So I said, no problem. So I just went to the second business, which was a competition. And I dialed the number because they also open, their own says Monday. Okay, no. I got there and I saw them Monday to Friday. So there was no weekend. So I didn't bother calling them. I just made up my mind. I'll wait till Monday and made a call. Now, I have waited till Monday. I didn't call the first business because the opening hours misled me. And then, of course, they didn't treat me properly as a customer. So I did call the second business. And, of course, they got sale. All right? So you can imagine how important opening hours could be. Because the second business was able to manage my expectations. So, they are not open today. They will be opening on Monday. I could wait for them till Monday. So you also need to consider this when you are setting up your opening hours. There's no point putting 24 hours if, let's say, you're a delivery company and somebody gets hungry. You put 24 hours. Somebody gets hungry by 2 a.m. Called you and you're like, sorry, I'm so sorry. We're sleeping. Let's talk tomorrow. All right. So you are the one who put the opening hours, 24 hours. So they expect you. People could work late in the night. I do that. Sometimes I'm nocturnal, and if I see a business that's open by 12 a.m., I'll call them to get food. Right? So customers operate differently. So you need to consider that, and then update your business hours. Update your business information. So if you have a new product that is coming in, you could update that. Maybe you have a discount on a particular product, you could put that out so people are getting the fresh information about your business. And then if your services are changing, you also need to do that. If there's a product that no longer is on your Google My Business listing, but you no longer have them in stock, you could take them out and then put the new ones that are there. Set up your appointment links. If they expire, change them. All right. So set up your appointment links if you're taking appointments and all of that. So make sure your business information is up to date. All right, so some of the benefits, just in case someone is arguing, okay, so what exactly are the benefits? Just to remind us, there's a lot of benefits you get from optimizing your Google My Business. So you can make informed decisions. All right, so people are asking for a particular recipe. You prepare, let's say, your rice in a particular recipe, and people are saying, oh, what if you sell jollof? And people are like, what if you can give us fried? All right, so we'll prefer fried. Now you have that information, and you can say, okay, I'm going to add fried rice to my offering. All right. So people are requesting for moi moi. You can say, okay, I'm adding moi moi to my recipe. So it makes you, because of reviews you're going to be getting, customer reviews and feedback you're going to be getting from Google My Business, you can make informed business decisions. You also get to learn from the successes and mistakes of other competitors. All right. So if there's a particular thing they are doing very well, you could remodel that and use it in your business. Don't copy. All right. And then if there's something they're also not doing, maybe something their customers are complaining about, their customers complain about a particular thing, maybe the delivery takes a long time, and you have a way to quickly make that delivery. So you could optimize your own and use it as your own unique selling point to say, we deliver in 10 minutes or we deliver in 30 minutes. All right. So it becomes a unique selling point. So you're using what they what is their customer's pain point to also optimize your own business as well. So you could also understand what services to offer. So if you're offering a particular services, let's say you do printing on shirts, and then people are requesting, oh, why can't, do you print on banners? Do you print on mugs? Could you do that? Yeah, so you are getting that feedback. You could use it. Okay, I do printing, so all I needed to do is probably get an extra machine or find a way to also print on banners and also on mugs, so that you are able to expand your offering. So you know what people are requesting for, and you know how to offer them. You can also identify how to stand out. All right, so there's something your competitors are not doing so right, but you're able to get that feedback from their own customers, and you can use that to create your own offering a lot better. Now, discover industry trends. You can use Google My Business to discover industry trends. So just last month we had Easter. So there were a lot of businesses that built around Easter. So they promoted their product around Easter. In a few weeks, we'll be having Salah. All right, so you could start seeing trends of people, saving for Salah, people trying to buy a particular thing for Salah and all of that. And you can actually promote your business around those trends based on the insights and the information and the trends you've been able to see on Google My Business. All right, so let's look at a particular business that has actually used Google My Business. And that the first one that comes to mind is a South African, a Cape Town-based business called Inveli Design, which is a clothing company. So Inveli Design has done so well. So in the first 10 days of them using Google My Business and optimizing their Google My Business, and of course, let me also put it out there, they were able to get a free website from Google My Business. So Google My Business actually offers you a free website. So in 10 days, after optimizing their Google My Business and setting up their website, they saw over 1.5, about 1,500 plus new views. So more people saw their product, more people saw their offerings, and more people did that on Google My Business. And because they were exposed to more people, they were able to increase their revenue and of course expanded in business, and that resulted in them hiring 2 more people to join their team. And 30% of the people who found them on Google My Business actually did that from search. So they were searching for a product or a category on Google search or search engine, and they were able to find them. Again, we also have Jumator, which was founded in 2009 by Juma Nkwela. All right, so Jumator started in 2009, and it was just a way of a number of artists trying to give back to the ownership of their art to their community, and that was how the business started. And since then, they were able to open a Google My Business account and, of course, optimize it. All right, so they were able to open a Google My Business account and optimize it. And in the first week, they were able to see over 89 views in the first week of creating Google My Business as well. And this also resulted in expansion of business and revenue, and they have gone on to employ about 3 more employees to expand their business. And then 56% of their clients actually found them on Google. All right, so they came from generic search. It wasn't like they made a paid search, but because people are searching for things in their category, that they were able to garner 56% of their customers from Google search. All right, and then 53% of their customers also found them on search. All right, so you can imagine a whopping 53% of their customers finding them on search. So that's some market share they would have lost if they were not using Google My Business. All right, so before we move on, like I mentioned earlier, we'll be taking breaks to take some questions. So if you have any questions at this time, please pop it in the chat. I'll be more than glad to take them. So any question you have, put it in the chat so we can be able to look at it together. I'm also looking in the chat, so if you have any questions, I'll be more than glad to take them now. So, okay. I think the first question I'm saying, Chibuzo Emmanuel says, how can online services that doesn't require physical office benefit from Google My Business? Amazing. Thank you so much for that question. This is even the more reason why you actually need a Google My Business. Because of the wide reach of Google My Business, even if you don't have a physical location and you are selling maybe on an e-commerce or you have your own personal website that you're already selling on, one of the benefits is that you can use Google My Business to actually drive people to that site. And the good thing about Google My Business is that it appears right in search and on map. Remember that people go to Google search when they actually have a need. There's something they are looking for. That's why they go to search. So most people actually turn to search when they are looking for something. So if your business pops up within that category, chances are they're actually going to consider you. So even if you sell on an e-commerce or your own personal website, you can just simply have that right in front of them, and they will be able to click on the link and come to your business. All right, so Blessing Badmus says how to add my business on Google My Business. So Blessing, Letty is going to share the link again, but this is what you do. Is just simply go to business.google.com, and then you click on get started, and it's a step by step. All right, so you get to where you are supposed to verify, select verify later, and then go to www.opera.com/OFB and request for verification. And after that, you can take time to optimize your business at your will. All right. So Prince Ocean say, please, why not use examples from Nigeria? There's a lot of examples from Nigeria. I am a personal example. 3 weeks ago, I actually opened a Google My Business for a hotel. All right, so my client was a hotel, so they were struggling with customers and all of that. So they reached out to me, and I opened a Google My Business for them. In just 24 hours, in less than 24 hours, we were able to see 76 views. So people were looking for their business, 76 impressions. So they got 76 people who were searching actively for a business in their category. So yes, there's a lot of Nigeria examples. Thank you so much for that call out. Maybe we'll also put that in view. So Prince, thank you so much for that call out. All right. Okay, so let's keep our questions coming. Let me drive on. We'll take more questions as we continue. All right, so let's see how we can now plan our digital marketing strategy. So we've seen how Google My Business can benefit our business. We've also seen how to set it up, get it verified, and how important it is for us to do all of that. So let's see how we can actually get a plan that can work for us, whether we want to advertise on Google My Business or want to use social media or any other channel. Let's see how we can actually put up a strategy that gets us what we want to get as a benefit for our business. Again, I'm going to put out the question again. So what type of marketing tools do you currently use? How are you currently marketing your business? I like to see those responses. For those of us who just joined in while I was on, feel free to introduce yourself. All right, so tell me your name, the city you're joining us from, and again, you're free to also share the name of your business. All right, Agatha Thomas, you can get verified by visiting www.opera.com/OFB. All right, Letty will share the link again. Thank you, Letty, for sharing the link to set up your Google My Business. Thank you so much, Letty, for doing that. All right, so feel free to share in the chat what marketing tools you're currently using. All right, so okay, Prince, thank you so much. I'll take that as a feedback and a recommendation. And again, thank you for the call out. I appreciate it. All right, so you said we should use more Nigerian brands. I'll take that call out as a feedback. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Right. So okay. Blessing says WhatsApp, Facebook, and Instagram. Thank you. Patrice Chioma says, Patrick Chioma is from Delta State. Thank you so much for introducing yourself. Sunny Bello says advantage of Gmail and website. Okay. Thank you so much. We're also going to be looking at email marketing as well in the course of the session. So Saminu Bungu, please forgive me, it's a social media. Thank you so much. All right, so let's see some of my own recommendations. But before we do that, let's contrast between traditional marketing as it is, and then we pair it up alongside with digital marketing, and we'll see some of the benefits. Now, some of the traditional marketing could include television advertisements, magazine, newspapers, billboards, handbills, and a host of so many. Now, these are ways we could, even word of mouth, or someone actually mentioned that they moved from office to office to sell their product as well. That's totally okay. So from what I'm seeing here, most of us has actually found a way to adopt digital already, and that's amazing. We could compare that and see how all of that happens. So let's look at what digital marketing is. So digital marketing, it refers to any form of advertising or marketing that you do or conduct on the web. All right, so it's an all-inclusive term for how you market via email, social media posts, whether it's a paid advertisement or even organic advertisements, and then of course on search engines and map, wherever it's appearing. It could be on a blog, it could be on your own personal website, or even on e-commerce. However you are reaching your customers on the web, it's part of digital marketing. So but for today we're going to be looking at search engine, and then we're also going to be looking at video ads, which of course, if you're familiar with YouTube, you could have seen, maybe when you're trying to watch a video, you could have seen YouTube pop up some ads for you. And then we also have display ads, which is part of digital marketing. But let's look at how digital marketing and traditional marketing pair alongside each other. Now, one thing I love about digital marketing is the fact that it is really, really low cost. Right, so I wanted to do this training when we're doing face-to-face training. I wanted to run this training, so I went out and printed 1,000 handbills. All right, so I paid for 1,000 handbills. They didn't say, okay, go and share it, then see how many converts, and then you can pay. No, I had to pay for 1,000 handbills, and I had the time to go around. So I was moving from one location, maybe standing in front of a store and all of that. And then I shared some in stores and all of that. And I also went to do some trainings. And while I was conducting the trainings, I was also sharing the handbills. So it was not a lot of energy. I ended up sharing just about 800 pieces. So I had 200 in my house that I didn't get to share at all, but I paid for them. All right. So when the training came on, only about 58 people showed up. Out of 800 handbills that went out, only 58 people showed up. All right. So it didn't matter whether the handbill converted people or not. I had to pay because it was a traditional. But whereas in digital, I also ran an ad, with the same information, and then Google ads went out. All right. So Google didn't charge me. So my money was still there until people took the action that I wanted them to, which is sign up for the training. So only when they click on the link and go to sign up that I get. So even if I had set up money to reach 1,000 people, if only 800 people had clicked through, I'll only get charged. Okay, if 800 people have seen it, just like in case of the traditional. So if it has gotten 1,000 out there, and then only 800 people saw it, and those 58 people took that action. If those 58 people took that action, Google will only charge me for those 58 people. All right, so I wouldn't have to spend money on 800 that went out plus the energy. I wouldn't even have to spend money on the 200 I didn't even share at all. So only the 58 people will be able to, click through, and I'll get charged for those 58 people. So digital is low costing, while traditional is really high costing. And then again, digital actually allows for interaction. So someone sees my ad and probably they wanted something different or another offering that I have, they could quickly just chat me up and say, okay, give a review or even comment and say, why don't you offer this, or I'll prefer this, and I'm able to have that two-way conversation. That's not going to happen on a billboard. So I'm here to see someone stand in front of a billboard and say, this dress you're actually putting up is red. Why not put green? All right. Or you're looking at your newspaper and I've seen an advert and I say, oh, okay, you guys should change it. And then they're getting that information. No, it's a one-way, all right, and non-reciprocal. And then for digital, it's the return on investment is really high, all right, because no matter how many persons that sees your ad, even if 10 million people sees your ad, Google will only charge you for the people who took the action that you wanted. So you're not throwing money around, all right? But if you pull out billboard there, whether 50 people sees it, whether only one person sees it, you have paid already. If you put out an advert on radio, whether people are there to listen to it or not, you have paid already. All right, so the return on investment on digital is higher, and it's easy to measure. So you are able to know how many persons saw your ad, how many persons bounced off, how many persons took action. So you are able to retarget if you want to, or you're able to see which of your ads. So let's say you run multiple ads, all right? So you see which of them is actually converting more, and you can decide to invest more on them. So, but if you have 10 billboards scattered around Lagos, around Port Harcourt, around Abuja, you won't know which one people saw the most, but you can do that digital, all right? So you can also, it's also spread fast. So people could even help you share. So imagine you making an ad on social media and all of that, and then people sees it. Someone sees, oh, this person would like this. So they just share, all right? So you don't have to pay for that one, all right? So it's spread fast, all right? Again, yes, accepted, digital may be time consuming because you need time to walk them through, but it is worth it every inch of the way. All right, so types of digital marketing. Now that we know some of the benefits that we can get from digital marketing, what are the types of digital marketing that we have out there? I'll start out with search engine marketing, which is where you pay for search engines like Google to put out a business right in front of people when they're searching for them. So you pay to Google, but Google doesn't actually take your money until that action is delivered. All right, so we usually have this balance, pay before service. But in terms of Google, it is actually service before pay, right? So when Google shows your ad to the people and then ranks it at the top of the ad, usually you will see AD, that's ad attached to prefix to the company name or the ad title, or sponsored, whichever one comes, you will see that. That is a paid advertisement. So search engine marketing helps put your business right in the front of people when they're searching for it. And then we have social media marketing, all right? So you could use social media like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and the rest of them to actually promote your business beyond those who are connected to your business to reach a wider audience. Then we have display marketing. How many of us has been reading newspaper and then maybe an online newspaper or an online blog, and right there you see some ad, maybe a banner or something? You could just type me in the chat. Let me know how many of us has been reading blogs and newspapers. So you see a banner ad. So just type me in the chat. Let me see how many of us. And I also want to use that to know how many of us are still following me up until now. So if I see a me, I know you're following me and I'm not just talking to my screen. All right. So if you have seen that banner ads, oh, thank you so much. Emmanuel says me. Yeah. Talabi, thank you so much. Samuel, Augustine, Patrice, so much. Thank you so much. It makes me confirm that I'm not just talking to myself, but I'm talking to a lot of people here. All right, so thank you so much. So if you have seen that, your own ad as a business could also appear there. All right, so that's part of what we're going to be looking at. So you can use Google Ads to put your business right in front of people while they are reading those contents, so they are also seeing it the way you saw those other contents. And then we have content marketing, which is what I love most. Content marketing could be in form of a video that is showing on Google, on YouTube, or any other platform, or in form of a write-up on a blog, or even infographics. Yeah, so you're able to give this content to people to build that brand loyalty, to build that customer loyalty. So when they see this, oh, they know who to go to. All right, maybe I'm looking for healthy tips and all of that. So I know the blog, I know the YouTube channel to go to get those healthy tips. So when you keep creating that, one day you would like to maybe give them a nudge to subscribe to your product or buy a product, because you've been able to build that customer loyalty. People will easily buy from you. And then there is email or SMS marketing, which we're also going to be talking in details about in the course of today's training. It's something I will always recommend you to take on. All right, and so we'll look at it in a bit. All right, so what are the how do I reach the right people using ads? Look at the statistics first before we actually talk about how we can actually reach people. So the statistics has it that 83% of searches conducted what over happens on Google. So imagine the volume of people that are searching on Google, and imagine your business right in front of those people searching on Google. And 63% of those who search on Google actually sees the ad and they click through on it. So they see your ad and they're able to click through. So 63% of the population of the world who search on Google are able to click on the ad when they see it. So imagine that that ad is your own ad and they're able to click on it, right? So how do you get started with ads? How do you put your business right in front of people? Maybe somebody's watching your YouTube video and they're able to see your own ad there too, or they're reading a newspaper blog and your banner ad is there, or they're searching on Map or on Google and they're able to see your ad. How do you do that? You simply go to ads.google.com. All right, so type ads.google.com. Letty is going to be sharing that link in the chat as well. So you just simply type ads.google.com and you will see where to get started. So the first thing you're going to do, if you have started before, you need to sign in, or otherwise just click on sign up. And it's simple and free. So just sign up and then click on campaigns and then move on to new campaigns. We're going to be seeing that in the details. So we're going to be walking through 5 basic steps to set up your ad and let it go live. So first, you tell Google what your goal is, what you want to achieve. We'll look at that in detail. Then you decide where you want to advertise. What location do you want it to be? Only to people in Lagos, or people in Abuja, or people in Sokoto, or you want to cover the entire Nigeria, or you even want the ad to run in Ghana, South Africa, or even in London, so that Jeff can get to buy from you as well. All right, so and then you could also create your message. All right, so you move on to creating your message. We'll look at that in details, and then you set up your budget. It's totally up to you how much you want to spend on Google. Google doesn't charge you or go beyond what you have already set up, and then you go live. So step 1, tell Google what your goal is. So what could your goal be? Do you want more people to know about your business? You just started a business and you want more people to know about the business. Yeah, so you put it out there on Google as your goal. Or is it that you want to increase more people to click on the link and visit your e-commerce? Maybe you sell products, or maybe you advertise, you put your product on Paylink store, and you want people to go to Paylink and click on it and get to buy from you, so that you get that money. All right, so what you could do is set up an ad that when people see the ad, they click on the link and it takes them to Paylink, and they're able right on the Paylink page make purchase from you, and also get to pay you. That may be your what you want to do, or you want to just drive people to your own personal website. So you tell Google your goal, what you want to achieve, and Google takes that in. And then you decide where you want to advertise. I've mentioned that you could choose the location where you want to advertise. You want to advertise the entire world, it's up to you. If you want to choose a particular location or a combination of locations, it's totally up to you. So you tell Google where you want your ad to run. And then you create your message. I recommend your message being very straight to the point and very, very simple. Look at the one we have on my screen on the right. You see fresh looks, great hair. As simple as that, all right, is a message. So people see it and they know. A combination of your picture and that also show them what they want to see, all right? And then you set your budget cap. It's totally up to you how much you want to spend. Google will show you an estimate result that your the amount of money you set up will be able to reach. So you see it at the bottom, while you're setting up the meter of the amount of money you want to spend, you'll be seeing the estimate down. So it's totally up to you how much you want to start out with. And if you see that the ad is performing, you can increase. If you see that the ad is not performing, you could optimize the ad. We're going to be looking at all of that in a bit. All right, so, and then you go live. It's as simple as that. Just click live, and then your ad gets reviewed, and before you know it, it's right in front of people. I had someone ask me some time ago. They said, I actually ran an ad, but people are not, my money is not being touched. I say, yes, Google is actually serving your ads, but people haven't taken the action that is, that your business wants. Maybe you choose that people should call you because they haven't taken that action. Google is not charging you. So your money is still there. Your ad is running. All right. So when people take that action, that is the only time Google will take, their own money. So, all right, I'll take questions again before we move on to the last part. Like I mentioned, just a reminder, we will be running up this section as quickly as we can, and then we have another section coming up by 12:15. So you may want to stay on the call while we go through that. And of course, again, keep engaging with Letty in the chat while we move on. So I'm going to move on a bit fast. So keep putting those questions. I will attend to them as we move on. So let's look at how you can leverage social media channels and email marketing to benefit your business. All right. So again, some of us has already put out what kind of social media channels we've been using. I saw that. So if you would like to share that again, the one your business is using, please also put it in the chat. I'll be looking at the chat to see what you are using now, currently, what social media channels you're currently using for your business. You can put that in the chat. I'll be looking at the chat in a bit. All right, so how can social media benefit our business? First, it helps us generate sales, all right? So you can use social media to get to the hard to reach people. So let's say, for instance, you have a connection. Your page has your family and friends and people who are connected to you, but there may be your customers that are in other regions, in other locations, or even outside your city, and you need to reach them. So social media can help you reach those people, all right? So in Nigeria, there are over 30 million persons that are connected to social media in Nigeria, over 30 million. So imagine your business reaching out to them right there. So you can reach new audiences, you can even get some new business opportunities, and you can target the right audience. Not everybody on social media will be your target. Say, for instance, you sell football kits. You wouldn't be targeting people in their 60s and 70s, all right? So it will be maybe people that are younger, all right? So you're able to target the right demographics using social media. You can also build relationships and network. So you're able to create that community. You could even create a group. Let's say, I think Facebook has that functionality where you create a group, and then you can have people who are interested in your business talking in that group, and you're able to create that network and relationship. You can add value to your brand, by upping your customer service. You could create chatbots, so when people chat with you on your chat, they're able to get that response that keeps them going before you as a human comes to take over. And so you can raise customer service. You can start a two-way conversation. So somebody wants to buy a product but doesn't know how to use the product, and they chat you up, you're able to guide them through how to use your product. They are going to come back again because they know that customer service is what they needed. All right. So you can also build a community. I've mentioned that already, and you can improve your marketing. All right. So take feedback. So I did this advertising some time ago. I was targeting people in Port Harcourt, and I realized from my insights that I was reaching more people in Abuja and Lagos were interacting with my product. All right. So I had this question: what is it that I'm doing that I'm not reaching the right people in Port Harcourt? Should I optimize my ad creative to be able to target people in Port Harcourt more? Or now that I know that more people are interacting in Abuja or Lagos, shouldn't I target those people? So I made a business decision and decided to target more people in Abuja and Lagos while I am optimizing my ad creative in Port Harcourt. And it worked out. I got some pretty good jobs in Abuja, That was for, I didn't mention that I'm also a corporate MC, so I got some good jobs in Abuja to MC some of the events. All right, so you see, you could also use those information that you get from inside to be able to, optimize your business as well. So we have organic social media and paid social media. So organic social media are the ones the posts you put out there, and then people are clicking, liking it, reacting to it, sharing, and all of that for free. Those are majorly people who are connected to you, your friends and your friends of friends. All right. Yeah. So, but for paid social media, you actually pay for those actions, and then it goes to people who are beyond your page. Not necessarily that they like your page, but people who fit the audience category or the objective you've actually set out in your ad. So people who meet those criteria, it shows them right in their faces. All right. So you can actually reach for organic. You're only reaching those who are connected to you, maybe your friends or those who like your page or are following your page, and those of their friends. Whereas in paid social, you are able to reach people beyond that, even in different locations, all right, from you. So how do we get started with social media? The first thing is to define your audience. Who are there? What are they into? What or who influences them? So you need to know that, and you can know that using insights, all right? So if you make a post, for instance, on any social media, let's say Facebook, for instance, a free post, so people start reacting to it, you can actually use the insight to know this, because some people will ask, so where do I now go? Do I go asking my customers, what is your age? Where do you live? And all of that. Or what time do you log in? No. You can actually use insight from organic posts you have made before to make the decision, oh, these are the kind of people that are following my offerings, where they are, what they do online, and all of that. And you can use that to move on, all right? And then you can also you need to also choose your channels carefully. What kind of channels, all right? Where are they on? Are they people on Twitter? Are they on Facebook? Are they on LinkedIn? Where exactly are my customers? And then you need to post engaging content, all right? So check out what resonates with your customers. Could it be videos or pictures? And you can make those kind of posts continually. So let's look at how we can use email marketing as well. So if you have used email marketing, kudos, you can share some thoughts with us. Otherwise, let's look at how we can actually use that here. So how do I get started with email marketing? There are free platforms you could use to test out, like MailChimp and the rest of them. And there are also paid ones that actually gives you, even MailChimp has some paid functions that gives you wider reach and even better functionality. So you may also want to try out with the free and then optimize to use the paid version. So you need to build relevant contacts list. So when people buy from you, even if it's offline, you can get them to fill a small form and then put in their email addresses and all of that. So you get them to give you that consent to send them. So the good thing about email marketing is that you're actually sending mail to people who are ready to receive your email. So that's why it is very, very effective. So these are guys who have subscribed to your newsletter online or bought something from you, and then they know you. So when they see your mail, they actually know where you're coming from. And remember, they have given you permission into their inbox. So make sure that whatever you're sharing with them is not a spam. You're not spamming them, but you are giving them contents that are relevant to them. So they keep finding you and your business valuable. So some tips for success when using email marketing: try to segment, all right? Segment your audience. Maybe you use one particular form to get all of the details. You need to segment to know those who like a particular product and those who actually enjoy a particular product, so that you are able to know what information to send to what segment. And then keep your message very, very simple. Even if you have a lengthy message you want to put out there, you can put in the first snapshots and then create a link of maybe your website or where you have the longer content, and just put the link. So when they get interested, they click on the link and they're able to read it. Don't give them lengthy. You can just turn them off, all right? So, and then you can also measure the click rate. Most of the paid email marketing platforms gives you a way to look at the insights and see what you're able to do, all right? So on that note, I'll take questions now, very few questions. And then we have another section on how to use data and insight, which is going to start at exactly 12:15. So I'm trying to just rush off with this so we're able to get in there. After that, I'm going to take a lot of questions. So please keep those questions coming. I'll take a few questions now and then we get prepared for that. All right. So before I take the questions, just in case you're on, all of this thing I've shown you today, I've shared with you, and even more are found on learndigital.withgoogle.com/digital skills. So you could just visit that link to learn a lot more about how you can manage your business using all of these tips I've actually shared with you. And I am very sure if you get there, you are bound to even become an expert more than I am. I started my journey out from that same platform. All right, so you could see how the growth has actually happened. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook so that you are able to get some of the tips and all the amazing things we are able to share on our Facebook. So don't forget to follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/digital skills for Africa. The 4 is a figure. All right, on Twitter, we are there as on twitter.com/digital skills AF. And that's same on Instagram, instagram.com/digital skills AF. So I'm going to take questions for the next few minutes and then I'll move on to the next session. Or with your permission, I'd like to take the questions at the end if that's okay with you. So thank you, and I'd like you to stay on the call so that we are able to start again at exactly 12:15. So every questions, I'm going to address them in the next section. So please stay on the call. It's already 12:06. So in the next less than 9 minutes or thereabouts, we are going to start off the session again. So if you want to grab a cup of coffee, if you may want to get a water or something to eat, feel free to just do that. In a minute, we'll be starting over again. So exactly 12:15, I'll be back on. So thank you again, and I'll be taking those questions at this time. Hello, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back. So we are in for the second section of our presentation today. I want to say a hearty welcome to you again, and good afternoon to you wherever you are. If you're just joining us for the second session, please do well to introduce yourself. Tell me where you're dialing in from, your name, and of course your business. So again, we're here on the Grow Your Business Online, your online business empire. The Grow with Google Digital Skills for Africa in partnership with Paylink. Again, my name is Felix Obuji. I'm a digital skill coach with Upskill Digital, a Google champion trainer, social media manager, public speaker, and an entrepreneur with a lot of interest in future of work, online safety, edutech, and digital trends. Again, I'm going to continue leading you through today's session. All right, so our moderator hasn't changed. She is still the amazing and very seasoned a very seasoned champion trainer on the program, our own Letty Edit. She's truly a master of her craft. Most of us who have been on the call must have seen that happen. So she's continuing with moderating today's session. And of course, feel free to connect with her in the chat. Jeff is still making sure in the background that everything is going on as smooth and as scheduled as well. So he is our amazing broadcast manager. Again, just to set a bit of our house rule for those of us who may be joining in, feel free again to introduce yourself, tell us your name, the city you're dialing us in from, and of course, that wonderful business of yours. We want to meet that name. So if you're just joining us, that's what I need you to do now. If you recall that I mentioned that this section is a double, it's like a combo. So we just finished looking at how we can use social media and marketing tools to help grow our business online. And now we'll be looking at how we can use data and insight to help our business grow as well. All right, so if you have any questions, just like we did the first time, please put it in the chat. If you have any thoughts at all, put it in the chat. I will be more than glad to look at them again with you. Letty is also in the chat, making sure that she's able to respond to as many as possible. All right, so they are not questions. I'm going to be asking questions too, but they're not exam questions like I will always say. So feel free to respond. I just want to see how you are on your digital journey, what you've been able to do, and where you are on that digital journey. So feel free to drop the answers in the chat. Let's keep it coming, and I want everything to be as interactive as possible. If you haven't done that, please click on the subscribe button so that you're able to know when the session is coming up again. So click on the subscribe button, click on the bell button, so whenever we are up to run here, you are able to get a notification. And then you can invite someone, your friends, or anybody you care about to join the session. Just click on the share button, copy the link, and share with them. They'll be able to join us on the session and also get the benefit. Every one of us is also getting on the benefit. And don't forget, if you found this session valuable, just click on the like button. Yeah, there's a thumb up button there. Click on it so we get to know you found it valuable. And all right, so welcome again, and let's see how we can take the last round of session. So like I mentioned earlier, this training is in partnership with Paylink. All right, so Paylink is just a simple, a very secure and seamless digital and e-commerce marketing and payment solution platform. So it helps individuals, micro and small and medium-scale businesses, religious organizations, non-for-profit, social media sellers, crowdfunders, event planners, freelancers, and others. Just about anybody that wants to offer a product or a service or get paid online. Even if you want to dash somebody money, right? So you just want to transfer money to someone, or you want to receive money from someone, you could just share the link, all right? So, and then you don't need to expose your account details on social media or any other platform online. You just share the link, that unique link, and you're able to receive payment. And again, you can even if you don't have, some persons will say, I don't have money to set up my own e-commerce platform or a website. Paylink gives you the opportunity for you to set up and run your own business right on the link. And it doesn't have to show that it's Paylink. because you can change the logo to your own logo. You can customize the link to your own business name. So whoever is visiting it feels that they are visiting your business. So it takes the cost of setting up your own e-commerce away from you, and you can share the link and people can pay you directly. They can make purchases right on there, and it is absolutely free to set up. So all you need to do is visit you just visit paylink.ng, www.paylink.ng, or you could even call them on phone on 001-636-700. I'm going to pop the link in the chat, as well as Letty is also going to be doing that. So I'll pop the link and the phone number in the chat so you are able to get it when you also want to do that. So feel free to just check them out, see how you can benefit from the product and use it to make the most of your business. All right. So that said, let's move on right into the last section. So we're going to be looking at, in this session, we're going to be walking us through how we can set up, understand the right questions to ask when we want to get the data that can benefit our business. So basically, we're going to be looking at how we can get data, to benefit our business and make the right decisions with the data we'll get. So we'll start out by understanding what kind of questions we could ask in order to get the kind of results and answers and the kind of data we want to work with. And of course, you can just move around town asking everybody. That would be a lot of work in case if you choose that path. But we're going to be also looking at how we can identify tools that we can use to achieve this, tools that we can use to get these data, tools that we can use to analyze this data. And then we'll move on to see how we can understand the data we've been able to collect. So we analyze this data and then understand them and use them for our business benefits. All right, so for now, how would you describe your customer? So you have a business running and you have had some persons who have been joining your business or making purchase from your business or be connected to your business. How would you describe them? Just put it in the chat. I want to see how you would describe your own customers. All right, so permit me to say you on the call is my own customer. So how would I describe you? While I'm waiting for you to put how you would describe your own customers in the chat, I'll say my customers are small business owners or big business owners who are looking for better ways to use digital tools to benefit their business, to grow their business online, so that they're able to reach the right audience or to reach the people that will take the actions that benefit their business. That's how I would describe my own customers or my own business associates. So I want to see in the chat, how would you describe your own customers? So feel free to drop that in the chat. I want to see everyone on the call. Tell me how you describe your own customers so we can dive right in. All right, so again, Letty's in the chat, so feel free to connect with her. Thank you so much, Letty, for doing an amazing job in the chat. I could see all of the prompts and all of that you're putting out. Thank you so much for that. So let's move on while I'm waiting for your response to how you describe your customers. So while we are waiting for that, let's look at how to understand the right questions to ask. Again, all of the questions I'm going to be asking here are not exams, so there's no right or wrong answers to them. I just want to know what you think and how your own thoughts, and be sure that you're following through with this section. So, Chibuzov came through. Thank you so much. Chibuzov Emmanuel says, students at all level for excellent academic performance. I love this. The fact that you're actually gearing towards their academic performance and then at all levels. Thank you so much, Chiboza, for sharing. I'm still waiting for the rest of us on the call to also do the same. All right, so it's not an exam and there's no right or wrong answers. All right, okay, so let's move on. So what are the questions, the right questions to ask when you want to get the right data that you can use for your business? So what are the right questions you think we could ask your customers? How would you know whether they are actually taking the actions, or at what journey in their customer, at what point in their customer journey they are when they actually find you, or if they have not found you, how to find you? How do you ask those questions? What kind of questions do you think we should ask that is right for your own customer? Remember, this will vary from business to business. So feel free to describe what you think in the chat as well. Now, I'll make some recommendations about some of the processes to analytics that I feel could also help you ask these questions properly and put them in the right context. Oh, Love Chine Cherem says business owners who need to register their business or conduct other post-incorporation activities. Amazing, amazing. Okay, Umar Mohammed is asking, what's the full meaning of GMB? GMB is simply Google My Business. Google My Business. So it's a free tool that Google gives to you to help you, put out your business right there in the front of those who are looking for your business. It could be on map or even on search. All right. So Emmanuel Ejiga says, understand small business owners. I like that response. So thank you so much. SEO Consult says private school owners who need simple ICT tools. I like the responses. Kai, thank you so much. Kudos to everyone who is just putting it out there. I love the energy that you're putting out there. You are my VIPs, okay? So let's look at some of the processes for analytics. I mean, when I say process for analytics, forget about the grammar. It's just simple processes that we can go through to be able to ask the right question so that we are knowing the right people that we are reaching out to and getting the right data and information that can inform how we actually run our business. So the first will be to understand what our business objectives are. So you're asking questions, what is my business objectives? If you have a pen and paper, this will be a call on you to just put it on there and then write down what your own business objective is. What are you trying to get from your business? So a business objective could be, take for instance, SEO Consult, for instance, could say, okay, my business objective is to be able to reach private school owners. All right. How do I reach private school owners? So when you know what your business objective is, which is how to reach private school owners, the next question would be, how do I reach private school owners? So you can describe that and you can write it down. And then you move on to what kind of questions you need to address. So again, we know that for SEO, for instance, SEO Consult, for instance, they are trying to reach private school owners. So the question is, how do I reach them? So how do you know the right questions to ask? All right. We'll also look at that. And then where do I get that information? So even if you're throwing out that questions, are you going to stand on the corner of the street to ask everybody that passes by, I beg, do you own a private school and all of that? No, that's going to be too much work. And some people will even look at you like, are you for real? All right. So, or would you choose rather to go to these private schools? Imagine how many private schools you could walk up to. So imagine if it's an ICT. You don't need to constrain yourself to the city you are already. You're offering that service is something you can do virtually today to almost all of the private schools. So imagine that you have the opportunity to cover the entire Nigeria. So you don't need to go from one private school to other. That's almost impossible across Nigeria. And even if it's possible, the cost implication and all of that. So where can you get that information? We're going to be looking at that. And then when you now know what your objectives are, we've been able to know the right questions to ask and where you can get those questions, and you've gotten them answered. The next question now is, what do you do with the information you've been able to get? So let's look at these processes in depth. All right, so we'll start out with the first step, which is what our objectives are. So we'll look deeper into what the objectives could be. So if you have a business that is just starting out, you may want to let a lot of people know about your business. So people need to know your business before they take actions that you want them to take. All right, so the first thing you want to do is to tell people about your business. So it could be their objective, depending on where you are on your customer journey. Again, it could also be that you want to sell more product. Maybe you have products or services, and maybe you're using Paylink, for instance. After now, some of you may consider to use Paylink. So you have your product already listed out on Paylink, and you want more people to click and buy that product. So that could be your objective. It could be to identify your most valuable customers, those who have been buying from you back to back, and how you can maintain them and keep them coming to buy again from you. It could be to find new ways to engage with your previous customers. All right. So your business objective could be any of these four, or even outside of this four. All right. So for SEO Consult, for instance, the business objective could be how to find private schools, maybe across Nigeria, that are interested to, adopt and take their ICT, offerings. All right. So we move on to the step 2, which is what kind of questions do I need to address? So what kind of questions should I ask? How am I going to get to know who would be interested in my business? So look at some of my recommendations for that. So types of questions you could ask, I would recommend using a concept we call the RIAN concept, all right? So RIAN is simply reach, engage, activate, and nurture. So let's pay it out with the kind of questions you could be asking. So for reach, you could be asking questions like, okay, who is my target audience? And how do I know how to reach them? Probably online, right? So I'll recommend online. So how do you know your target audience? How do you reach them online? So then if you've moved past the reach, you go to engage, which is where you are now asking the new set of questions like, are they finding what they need? So now you've been able to know who your target customers are, you've been able to reach them where they are online, and you are putting out content. Are they able to find your content valuable? When they come to you, finally, you put in all of the effort to know where they are and who they are, they finally find you. Are they finding what you're offering very, very valuable? Is it engaging them enough? And then you move on to activate. Yes, if it is engaging them, are they taking actions you want them to take? Are they booking? Are they calling you? Are they sending you email? Are they subscribing to your offerings? So are they taking the actions that you want them to take? And then you move on to the questions of nurture. So they have taken the action, they have come to know you, they have been able to find your content valuable, and then maybe they make a bookings, or they made you were able to make a sale to them, they bought from you. Now, how do you get them coming back? All right. So how do you nurture them in such a way that they don't go to your competitors, but they stay with you? Once you're able to answer that process, we'll move on to process 3, the step 3, which is where do you get those kind of information? What kind of tools would you use to get those information? So in asking or finding out who your customers are, you don't necessarily want to go around asking them, how old are you? Where do you live? And all of that. There are tools you can use to get all of this information. One could be analytics or even insight from social media, just in case if you're using any of those. So those are some of the ways we are going to be looking at them in details. And then where do they come from? Where does this information come from? What kind of tools are you using to get those information? And then we move on. So how do you get the right information? Before we move on to the next process, how do you get the right information? I mentioned social media. Organic search also could give you that. If you're using Google My Business, GMB, you can get insights on or analytics on the kind of searches that has happened organically that actually hits to you. Google My Business is able to give you that. If you're using social media, you should be able to see some insight about how they are connecting to your post, your organic post, the post you have made before, and you can use that to know who your customers are. You could also use your own website. So if you're using your personal website, you could include a tracking code from Google Analytics. So Google Analytics analyzes your site to know which of your content is resonating with your customers. Where are they dropping off? Where are they, staying put? Is it your payments? Maybe they are followed through your site, getting to payment, they're dropping off. So you know that something is wrong with your payments page. You may want to reduce the number of forms they have to fill before they get to lose interest. So you could put all of that. So Google, you could get that information from there using Google Analytics. Or you could even use paid search. So when you pay for Google Ads gives you a complete insight of people who are actually interacting with your ads. So you're able to know what location they're coming from, what kind of channels they are using to connect with you. So if they came from social media, you're able to know, oh, if they're coming from social media, then I should be targeting more social media. If they're coming from search or map or from display or even video ads on YouTube, I should be able to target all of that even more, all right? And then go down to when you have gotten those information and use those tools, we now ask, what do I do with all the information I have? So I've seen the insight. What do I do with it? So what am I going to do with all of that information? That is where we move on to look at some of the processes that we can use to get that. So let's take, for instance, I ran an analytics. I ran an insight some time ago. I think I shared that earlier. Sorry, just a minute. Apologies. All right, so I ran some analytics some time ago, and I was able to get some insights from the business that the page that I use on social media. I shared that earlier in the earlier session we had, where I made out a post and I ran an ad on it and realized that I was targeting Port Harcourt, but more people were interacting from Lagos and Abuja. So I had this question: what is it that I'm doing that I'm not doing right to target Port Harcourt people? Should I optimize my offering or my ad creative, or should I just move on? All right. Or should I target more people in Abuja and Lagos since they're already interacting? Of course, I use that to make a business decision to optimize my ad creative to be able to reach the people in Port Harcourt and at the same time target those in Lagos and Abuja. And it turned out to be a very good business decision for me. So what do you do with the information you get from analytics and insights? That's what I did with mine. So we're also going to be looking at that. And some of the things you may also be able to get is to understand market trends. So you know what is trending around what time. By Christmas, there's going to be some product that will trend. People will buy more rice. People will buy more, a lot of sales around RAM. So if you sell RAM, you may want to start making a lot of noise about it online, right? So you can be able to, sell those seasonal trends, and then you could also use it to, up your customer experience. So based on the information you're getting from people, you could use that insights or those analytics, those data you're getting from there to, get a better customer service. So you understand what your customers are asking for, and you're able to make those changes. All right. So you could also use it to create content that are very, very relevant and targeted to your kind of audience. So you know exactly what they're asking for. All right. You can also adapt your strategy. So you are getting to leverage on insight to shape your overall strategy, just like I did with the information I got from Insight. My strategy was to target Port Harcourt, and then I see people already interacting in Abuja and Lagos. I needed to, adapt my strategy to target more people in Abuja and Lagos as well. All right, so I'm going to pause for some questions. I'm going to look in the chat again. If you have any questions, you're free to share with us before I move on to so if there are questions, feel free to put it out there. I am more than happy to tend to them. All right, so I'm looking in. There are questions yet? Okay. All right, so if there are questions, please feel free to put it in the chat. Let's see how it goes on. Okay. Okay. Denny Folabi says, please, I have a book I want to sell online. I would love to know the best channel to use. All right, there's a lot of channels out there you could use, but Denny, I would recommend using Paylink. All right. So what you basically do is sign up for Paylink, and then you could use Paylink to actually put out the book there, and then you could advertise, maybe put a little ad to it to be able to reach more people, and you're able to sell your book. So Paylink gives you the opportunity to actually, put your product out there for free, and then you're able to get payments from anybody. So when they're asking for payments or they want to buy your book, they just click, and they have multiple ways they can make payments. All right. So Samuel, I hope that answers your questions, Adeniyi. Someone says, where can one source his capital from? Samuel, I don't know what capital you're talking about. Maybe you could rephrase the question so we're able to get a better better context of your question. Okay. All right. So while you have questions, please keep them coming while we move on, and I'll be looking in the chat a couple of times to also take your questions. So now we know what kind of questions we should be asking and what kind of tools we should be using to ask those questions. So let's look at these tools in details. All right, so let's look at these tools in detail. So let's look at how we can identify the best tool to use in asking these questions or getting this data and also analyzing this data. All right, so before we do that, I also have my own questions. What analytics tools do you currently use? You could put that in the chat for me. I want to know what kind of analytic tools. How do you get your information currently for your business? You could put that in the chat for me. Let me also connect with you on that level. Meanwhile, I take Talabi at Deolu question, say, how can Cyber Cafe benefit from Google My Business? Thank you so much. You could use Google My Business to set up your information on Cyber Cafe. There are people looking for Cyber Cafe. Yes, I've seen someone ask around. Please, somebody comes into a town and says, please, do you know where we can find a Cyber Cafe around here? So imagine that you're on Google My Business. Chances are those people, before they ask that question physically, we are having more and more people adopting digital today. We have having more people become digital citizens. So many of them may have searched on Google first before even asking those questions physically. So if you have a cyber cafe and you have it optimized, you have been able to set up your Google My Business and you have it optimized, chances are when they search, they're able to locate your cyber cafe right away. All right. You could also run ads if you want to. All right. Thank you so much, Talabi. I hope that answers your question. Always online and I need a profitable online business. Please recommend one for me. Yeah, for your questions, Olumide, it's a bit out of the context of, a bit out of the scope of this training. But what I will ask you to do, what I would recommend is just do a Google search. You may be able to find some amazing, um, um, recommendations on Google. So just do a Google search, you'll be able to find some amazing work. All right, thank you so much, Chibuzo. I said organic insight. I love that. All right, yeah. So I get a lot of mine from organic insights as well. So what I do when I make a post and I see people interacting, I go to look at the insight to see how I'm able, who is looking at my post and all of that as well. So thank you so much, Chibuzo Emmanuel, for putting that out. Those of us who are yet to do, please share with me as well. All right, so let's get to know some of the channels we could use. So again, I'm going to call out. So if you have not subscribed to the channel, to this YouTube channel, feel free to click on the red subscribe button and click on the bell button so that when we have this kind of sessions coming up again, you are able to get that information and you're able to join. And then you can share this with your friends. So click on the share, copy the button, copy the link, share with your friends, and they're able to join us as well. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up if you found this training very, very valuable. All right. And then Letty is in the chat doing an amazing job. And I love what she's doing. So thank you so much, everyone, for continuing with us. Let's move on with the rest of the session. Okay. All right. So let's move on with the rest of the session. So very quickly, I want to walk us through some of the channels that we could use. Some of the tools we could use to answer these questions and then find those valuable insights we've been looking for. The first tool I would like to put out there is social media. This could be Twitter, it could be Facebook, it could be Instagram, Hootsuite, LinkedIn, and all of that. So these tools, like Facebook, for instance, has a very, very powerful insights tools that you can actually know some insight about your customers, where they're joining you from, what location they are, what age range, what time of the day, or even what day of the week they're actually interacting with your posts. So you are able to know when to reach your customers. I had a client sometime who told me that she was making posts, and what she found out was that she's targeting Nigerians, and more people were reaching her from India. So I said, okay, let's analyze your post and then let's see. So we realized that what she does is she posts in the middle of the night. So while Nigerians are sleeping, Indians are awake, and of course, she's getting those responses. All right, that could be a chance. And then when we looked at it, it was okay. So how do we change this? I said, why do you post in the middle of the night by 2 a.m.? She said, that's when I actually get time. So I'm very busy in the daytime, and then I only have time from between 12 and 2 a.m. So I just want to quickly post and all of that. So these things move fast for social media, for instance. So by the time Nigerians are waking up, that feed has already gone, and a lot of other feed has covered it. And so the guys who are awake are connecting with her. All right. So social media insights helps you find out all of those information. You could also use information from organic search. And I like the fact that I think it was Emmanuel that says organic search. Thank you so much for putting that out. Yes, you can use organic search. Very important. And where can we find organic search? If you have Google My Business set up already, you can go to Insights and you will be able to see all of the searches that happen that hits your own business. So you see them there and you're able to get it. You could also use Google Search Console. We'll look at all of these tools in a bit. And then if you use your own personal website, Google Analytics is your go-to tool. Right? So it helps to track what kind of interactions and what are your customers doing right on your own web page. So which of the pages are they interacting most with? Which of your pages are they dropping off? So you know what to do with that. How are your customers getting to you? And then we have Google Ads. So when you run Google Ads, I mentioned that earlier. So when you run Google Ads, Google is able to give you a detailed information of how people reacted with your with those contents you pushed out there. All right. So you're able to get all of that information. All right. So Let's look at Facebook Insight. I've talked about that. So Facebook Insight will give you a high level and even a detailed level of the activities that happen on your Facebook. It could be page views, page likes, follows, reach, and page engagements. Like, maybe people are able to share your content and all of that. And how many persons are following you? Where are they coming from? What is their age range? What actions did they take? And all of that. You can find all of that on using Facebook Insights. And then for Search Console, I recommend this for those of us who may be running ads on search. It helps you to understand a report on the kind of traffic that is coming to your site. So you're able to see the kind of traffic that is coming to your site. And if you want, you can also use SEO, that's search engine optimization, to be able to reach the right audience and your right customers, and without even having to pay. All right, so you could use Search Console to be able to do this. And so you're bidding on some kind of keywords that are relevant to you. We'll see some of the tools you can also use to get some keywords as we continue in the training. So you're able to get some of the be able to analyze your site for the impressions, the clicks, and even where your site ranks on Google search. All right. You could also submit your own site URLs so Google can crawl it better, whether an individual site or even the entire URL. All right. So you can use Search Console to do all of that. Again, there is Google My Business, which is one of the simplest. For those of us who may be just coming into tech, I understand that there are some of us who are just coming into tech for the first time, or they are new into tech. Google My Business is so simple. All right, if you can play Candy Crush, you can use Google My Business. That's how simple it is right now, and that's why I recommend it highly. So it allows you, it's a step-by-step setup. So you just go to business.google.com and then click Get Started. You're able to set up, so you fill in your business name, follow the step-by-step. And when you get to verify, choose verify letter. So you're able to add maybe a partner, or you're able to go to opera.com/OFB so that you're able to get verified. And then all you need to do, just like your social media, just the way you use your Facebook and all of the social media, you keep making posts, add your picture, add your profile photo, add your cover photo, add your pictures, and then make posts, respond to reviews just the way you would also respond to chats. So basically all of that, and that's just what you do through that. And then you could also create a website, free website from Google My Business, and then you have insights to tell you how people are interacting with your business. And then there is Google Trend, which you can also use to be able to know what is trending around your business at the time. So you know what is trending. So we're going into a season, you know what is trending that season. So if you're a business that sells a seasonal product, you know exactly what to sell at that time. So you know how people are actually reacting to that. And you can also use Google Trend to do keyword research. All right. So what are some of the benefits you could get by using some of these tools, especially Google Trend? It helps you find relevant trending topics. So remember when NSAS was, raving around Nigeria? So you see a lot of people building content around it. So you know exactly what is trending. And you can use those topics, to curate something that benefits your own business as well. And you can also use it to monitor your competitors. So you know what your competitors are using, how people are finding your competitors, what keywords are they using to find your competitors, what relevant searches are they making to find your competitors. You can also use that to adapt your own business so they are finding you as well. So if you're running ads, you know that keywords are very, very important. So Google Trend is one of the tools I recommend for keyword research. So you're able to get the kind of keywords you are looking for. And then you can promote around seasonal trends. I already mentioned that. And then you can find topics by region. So you can go as far as, finding what topic happens at what region, right? So you're able to see what topic is happening at what region. And so again, another wonderful tool I recommend is Google Analytics. It is very important because Google Analytics, when you put it on your site, it helps you. Don't worry, we're going to be looking at Google Analytics in detail. It helps you track which site, which content are people interacting with? How are people getting to you? So, for instance, if I run an ad on social media and I also run an ad on, let's say, YouTube, and I also run an ad on, let's say a banner ad on blogs and all of that. And then I realize that I'm getting more people are coming from YouTube. Analytics will be able to tell me that, oh, more people are coming from YouTube to visit my e-commerce, to visit my site and all of that because of the ad I run on YouTube. What it's going to do for me is that I can make the decision to increase my ad on YouTube. If I'm not getting more people from blogs, I could reconsider maybe, oh, I won't advertise on blogs again. I'll focus on YouTube. If I'm getting more on social media, oh, let me target social media as well. So analytics gives you, and then if there are a particular page that people are not actually, taking action on, you see that people are dropping off from a particular page. It could be that the content on that page needs to be optimized, right? So you may want to consider optimizing that. Let's say people have been clicking on your product, but when they get to payments page, they drop off. All right, so check what is wrong with your payment page. It could be that there is a lot of form to fill. People don't want to fill plenty forms these days, all right? So you could just reduce the number of forms that they have to fill before they can pay. It's like, just to pay money, I'll have to write the whole list of all my village people. No, I don't think I'm in for this. Don't drop off. So this is also where Paylink also comes in. So you could just give them a link on Paylink, and they just click on Paylink, and they're able to pay you seamlessly. All right. It could be that your payment page doesn't have multiple payment solutions. So maybe they use where they are actually coming in from. They use only Visa, and then you're only offering them how to pay by cash transfer. All right. So, but you can use a Paylink here and put the link there on that payment. So when they click on that, it takes them and they have multiple ways to pay. All right, so I'll take some questions now, and then we'll move on to a better understanding on Google Analytics. So if you have any questions, please pop it in the chat. I'll be more than glad to look at that question. Oh, Ibrahim, thank you so much. Ibrahim Idi Dauda says, very interesting lessons. So thank you so much. I'm so glad that you found it very valuable. Oh, Love Chinen Cherem also says she's grateful for this training. Thank you so much, Love. We really appreciate this feedback. All right. Participated for all. Umaru is participating for all. Thank you so much, Umaru, as well. Let's move on into the next segment while I'm still anticipating your questions. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop it in the chat. All right. So let's look at how now we've seen what questions and how we can actually, and what kind of tools we can use to get those data that we wanted. Now let's look at, I've also looked at how we can actually process those data using some of those tools. Let's look at what we can do with those data. And that is where we're going to look deeper on Google Analytics. Okay, so this is what the Google Analytics dashboard will look like. Don't get wary, all right? We just jumbled a lot of things. We put almost all of them. So don't be wary. It doesn't have to be this confusing or that big, all right? So we'll walk step by step through it, what it looks like. We'll start out with how you can set up your own Google Analytics account. So to set it up, you go to analytics.google.com. So you just type analytics.google.com. Letty's already doing an amazing job, and I know she's also going to share this link in the chat. So feel free to click on the link or copy and paste in your browser. All right, so you choose the name for your account. Chances are you may run multiple accounts for your Google Analytics. So choose a name that you can use to differentiate many of them, and then you choose your industry category so that Google Analytics is able, to benchmark you with the other people playing within that industry. So that's how simple you can actually set it up, and then you can also move on to use Google Analytics. So the first thing you need to do for Google Analytics to start working is that you need to collect the tracking code from Google Analytics. So once you set up, you go to your settings. There's a clock sign at the bottom left of your dashboard if you're using desktop. So you just click on there, and then you go to tracking code, and then you will see your tracking code or your tracking ID. So you copy it and go to your website or maybe a blog, and then you will see a place to put in the code. So once you put in the code, Google Analytics is able to connect your code, your blog or your website or your e-commerce straight to your analytics. So you're able to manage it. Let me put this out. How many of us have bought a product on a marketplace or e-commerce, say any of the popular e-commerce in Nigeria, and then maybe you wanted to pay for that product and you didn't get through with it, you didn't pay, you just drop off, and then before you know it, you're getting an email message or a text message, and advising you or giving you a soft nudge to complete your purchase. And you're wondering, how did they even know? Or you open your social media, let's say Facebook, and then that product is right in front of you. If you've had that experience, just type me in the chat. Let me know how many of us has had that experience with me, so that I'm sure it's not just me. So just type me in the chat if you've had that experience. So you may be wondering, how did they know I wanted to buy the product and I didn't finish? They were not there. Okay, Samuel, so I had that experience. Thank you, Samuel. So you may be wondering, how did they know about this? How did they go to know that I didn't make that purchase? Okay, Manish Sola also said me. Yeah. So how did they know? It's from Google Analytics. So Google Analytics was able to tell them, oh, this person wanted to make a purchase, but they couldn't finish the purchase. All right. So they know you and they're able to retarget you. So that can also happen for your business. So if they're logging off, you know exactly who logged off at what point, and then you know how to retarget them as well. Thank you so much, Abdul, SPE Technologies, Toto, Nam. Thank you so much, everyone, for responding to that. So I'm glad I'm not alone. Okay. All right. So what should you be tracking on your Google Analytics? So when you get to Google Analytics, there are 4 major reporting parts you should be getting. So the 4 major parts are audience, acquisition, behavior, and conversion. So when you're talking about audience, we're talking about those who connected or reacted to your content. Who are there? Where are they coming from? What channels are they coming from? And then when you say acquisition, we're looking at how did they find you? Is it through the ad you run on YouTube, the video ad you run on YouTube, or the banner ad you run on blogs and websites and news sites? Or is it the social media advertisement you did on social media? Or is it from your search ad, which ran on search or on map? Where are they coming from? So where are you acquiring them from? And what behavior? When we're talking about behavior, what did they do when they got to your site? Were they able to buy the product? Were they able to, leave a comment? What is it that they did? Did they click through a particular thing? And then what are they worth to you? Are there people who have bought something from you, or they almost bought something from you and they drop off? That's when we are talking about conversion. They almost paid for it, but they dropped off. So you now know, oh, it's because of my payments paid. That's why they didn't pay. So what are they worth for you? Or they're just people who are virtually window shopping. So you know exactly what they are worth to you and how you can follow them up as well. All right. So we move on to the 2 major, what do I call it? The 2 major data you're going to get. So the first is the dimension, which is where you actually measure the channels. What kind of channels are they coming from? Are they coming from your website, your e-commerce, or referral sites, and all of that? And then you now measure the metrics. The metrics are the numbers tied to these channels. How many persons were able to subscribe from that channel? How many persons did you lose? How many persons are new that came in this week, and all of that? You're able to see the numbers. So you see all of those first phase of this thing we saw on analytics. You can actually get them in details and break down like this. All right. And then, so remember we mentioned something about RIAN, the RIAN concept. So this is where we tie it up. All right. So for the reach, how are people finding us? How are they finding us? What channels are they passing through to get to us? All right. How are they finding my business? What channel are they using? Is it social media and all of that? You're able to see all of that in the course of your analytics. And then you can know whether they're coming from paid ad or they're coming from what do you call it? Your organic search. Then how are they reacting to your product? So how are they getting engaged on your product? So what are they doing when they get there? How did they learn, or how are they reacting with your product or your content on this? And so then you move on to activate. Are they able to buy? All right. Are they able to fill that form I want them to fill? Are they able to subscribe to my channel or whatever it is I want them to do? And then when they are done with that, how are you managing them? I mean, like nurture. How do you get them to give you feedback, to give you reviews? How do you get them to come back to buy? How do they feel about your product? All of that, you find a way to get them to, give you reviews. All right. And then we move on to Google Trends again. Now, why I'm talking about Google Trends again is because when you run an ad, you will need Google Trend to be able to find some keywords that you can use. And then Google Trend also helps you, so you're able to find out what kind of ads are going on. So you could even search your trends things that are happening on a daily basis. All right, so you could trickle it down to just a daily trend. So what happens within 24 hours? What is it that is the real-time information that they can get within 24 hours? And you could also bring it down to as real-time information and real-time highlights that are happening instantaneously around the world or even within your own locality. You could even trace it down to your city, what people are searching for in Lagos, in Abuja, in Port Harcourt, in Kano, in Maiduguri, whatever areas you want to put out there. And then you can promote your business around seasonal trends. I've mentioned that earlier. So you use the information you were able to get from Google Trends to be able to identify what products could sell. What are the people searching for in this period? What is it that people are searching for? If you sell that product, you can be able to promote it around that time and people will buy from you. All right, so, let's say, for instance, we are hosting a football match around, let's say, Kano. Kano is hosting a football match. Maybe Super Eagles is playing in Kano. So what is going to happen is that you know that there's going to be a lot of people who are going to come into the city. Some of them are going to look for recreational places. Some of them are going to look for accommodation where they can stay. Many of them are also going to look for where to eat and all of that. So if you run a restaurant, a hotel, even a tourist place, you could just advertising within that period. So within that period, Super Eagles, a week, 2 weeks before then, 1 month before then, you can start advertising. So when people are coming, most of them may even be searching from outside before they come. And then if you sell ads, you could also advertise your ads on social media so people know where to come to. Yeah, when people come for things like that, they could also come to look for your ads as well. Yeah, so depending on your business and what kind of season you are in, you could actually use information you get from trend to be able to tailor into that. Then you can adjust your offerings according to supply and demand. So there's always these peaks and dips that happens to businesses. So you could also use trend to be able to know at what points are we having peaks in my business, at what point are we having dips, and you know what to do with that. All right, so you can create content around the current trends. Okay. Yeah, so I mentioned that you can also use Google Trends to research keywords in case if you want to run an ad and you're wondering what kind of keywords are they using to find my competitors, what kind of keywords can they use to find me. You can use Google Trends to find out those keywords. So you're able to identify potential keywords that can actually lead people to your business. And then you can also rename your product categories according to the keywords. So it's easier for people to for Google to actually optimize you and put you right in front of people searching for your category or even searching for your business. And then you can optimize your posts according to the keywords that are actually trending at a time. So you can find a way to build that keywords in. So when Google when people are searching for those kind of products or those categories using those keywords, they're able to find you. All right, so I'm opening up for questions again, and this is going to be the last round of questions for our session, our entire session. So if you have any questions, please drop it in now. I'll be more than glad to take them. But while I'm waiting for your questions to keep popping in the chat, kudos, please give a shout out to Letty for all of the amazing job she has been doing on the chat. So thank you so much, Letty. And of course, the invisible hands you've not been seeing in the background, making sure that my voice is getting to you clear, that you're seeing the visuals. We have our own Jeff, who has been doing that amazing job. You're not seeing him, but he has been doing that amazing job, making sure that I'm able to see all of your chat and I'm able to respond to you in real time. So please, a shout out to Jeff, a shout out to Letty. And don't forget that this training was in partnership with Paylink.ng. So Letty is going to share the link again in the chat. Feel free to follow them up so you are able to get the value. If you have a product, instead of you investing in creating your own e-commerce, which is going to be a lot of investment, you could actually use Paylink and just put out that content out there so you're able to advertise absolutely for free. So you just share the link and people are able to follow your link and buy from there and pay you in multiple channels. So they are not restricted to how they pay you. All right. So Paylink gives you that opportunity. No matter what your business is, whether you're offering a service or a product, you can use Paylink to actually give wings to your business. All right. So I also want to believe that this training has been very, very valuable to you. Feel free to subscribe to our channel so you're able to get information when we are actually up live again. And if you found this training very valuable, click on the thumbs up. I want to see that also happening. So show me that you value this training by just clicking on the thumbs up as well. And don't always forget to share this link. For some of us who may be asking whether this training is going to happen, so a few minutes from now, this training is also going to be live. Feel free to visit again to rewatch it, share it with your friends, the link with your friends so that they can also come to watch. So I'll take your questions in a bit. But before that, we can't exhaust everything about how you can grow your business online in just about 50 minutes. So I'd like to signpost you to where you can learn more about digital, where you actually get it directly from the expert, and this is a Google platform. So you can go to learndigital.withgoogle.com/digital skills/courses. Letty is also going to share that in the chat. So feel free to click on it or copy and paste in the browser so you get loads of tools and get to learn a lot of things about what you can use to grow your business. And again, the videos are bit size, so maybe you are just relaxing, or you could just do it 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or maybe you're cooking meat and you want the meat to get done. While you're simmering the meat, you could also just be on the video and you're able to get a lot of value. So it's lightweight, it's bit size, and very, very short videos you can also use to benefit your business. And in order to get value from what we share, I want to invite you to our social media channels. So we are on Facebook at facebook.com/digital skills for Africa. We share a lot of content and values there. So feel free to follow us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter as well. You can find us on twitter.com/digital skills for AF. And then you can find us on Instagram. Instagram.com/digital skills AF. I would like to see you. And before you end this training, I'd like to also see you maybe go to your favorite social media and then use the hashtag digital skills for Africa. Just share what you have been able to learn from this training, and then just tag any of the handles there so we get to know that you found it valuable. All right, thank you so much. And if you have questions, I'd like to take them now. So I'll look in the chat again to take some of your questions. My happiness and my hope is that everything you've been able to learn from here today, you'll be able to implement. So it's just about learning. I want to also see you implement everything you've been able to learn from the training here today, so your business can also grow and we can also get your success stories. So I'm looking forward to getting your success stories as we move on. All right, so thank you so much, Babangida. I said this presentation has been awesomely helpful. Thank you so much. I'm so glad that you found it very valuable. Whoa. There's a lot educative training. That's from Samuel. Thank you so much, Samuel. I'm glad you found it valuable. Okay, so Idris is asking, what are measures to take to avoid risk of business refuses to grow? Oh, I'm not so sure I really understand the context of your question, Idris Sule Evunta. If you could rephrase that question, I'll be more than glad to provide answers. All right. So Ibrahim is asking if we're going to get certificate for this training. Ibrahim, no, you are not going to be getting a certificate for this particular training. But however, if you visit the site I gave out to, which Letty has already shared the link, learndigital.withgoogle.com/digital skills/courses. If you go there, there's a lot of courses you could take and you will get a direct certificate from the Google Digital Skills for Africa. And that certificate is very valid. You can use it anywhere. All right. So Ibrahim, you could just take some courses there and you'll be able to get that certification. All right. Chibuzo says it's awesome. Thank you so much. And you love the presentation. I love the fact that you also love the presentation. So thank you, Chibuzo, for that feedback. Talabi, I have been trying to upload profile picture, is not uploading. Why, sir? Oh, Talabi, I don't know what platform you are trying to upload the profile picture. So if you could share the platform you're trying to, I may be able to provide you some help. So please let me know what platform you are trying to upload the profile picture on. All right, so Enabule says, my name is Enabule Kelly. I am from Lagos. The name of my business is, oh, okay. Enabule is trying to introduce yourself. Thank you so much. Hope to be able to learn how to use. Amazing. Enabule, if you're just joining, feel free to, review the course much later. You can come back to, look at it again. And be able to get more value. And I hope, just like you've also hoped, you'll be able to get value from this as well. Idris is from Niger. So thank you, Idris, for letting us know that. All right, so Onyelo Humu Justina Tinuade says that this is very interesting. Thanks for the awesome training. Oh, thank you so much, Justina. I'm so glad we all found the training much valuable. But let's not just end it at training. We also want to see you implement some of the things you've been able to learn from here. Bello, thank you so much for your feedback. You said you enjoyed the lecture. I appreciate that too. And I'm so glad you found it very valuable. All right, so if there are no more questions, I would like to say thank you to every one of you. And on behalf of my amazing colleague who was moderating the session, Letty Edet, thank you so much for all of the good work you did in the moderation. And of course, Jeff, who was our broadcast manager. Thank you so much, Jeff, for making sure everything went smoothly. And I want to invite you again. So please move on to paylink.ng and sign up for free and use that platform. So it saves you a lot of cost, and you're able to, get paid from any part of the world. Yeah, so you receive your money from any part of the world, and you're able to actually give wings to your business. So imagine a combination of what you've been able to learn here, and then you're using it to also optimize your strategy using paylink.ng. Thank you so much, and it's been a wonderful afternoon. I must say you are one of the best audiences I've ever had to train, and I'm so glad to have shared this time and space with you. There are many things you could have been doing for this number of hours, but you choose to stick with us and also get this value. Thank you so much for doing that. Love Chenechem says, I'm hoping to sit down, analyze, and strategize my business now. Thanks, Team Paylink and Team Google. I love this feedback. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you're about to take that action, and I'm so happy for you. Once again, on behalf of the team, I want to say a hearty thank you to you, and I want to see you at the top. I also want to hear your own success stories. Thank you very much.